So I'm going to introduce myself here, and then I'm going to pop over to Instagram Live and start that over there too. So just bear with me while I kind of, do a little bit of multitasking. So anyhow, my name is Allie, Geer, and I'm a yogi based out of Colorado. So I'm super excited to be sharing this practice with you all. This practice is called Freedom to Flow. So if you don't have 2 tennis balls and a blanket, and perhaps a block or a book, now would be a really good time to grab that. So I'm gonna give you a moment there, and then I'm gonna head over to Instagram Live, and then we'll all kind of join up together again. All right. All right, good morning over here in Instagram world. My name is Allie Geer, here with Kira Grace Live. I'm assuming if you're joining, give me a thumbs up that you can hear me. That would be really helpful. Yes, okay, fabulous. So for this class today, we're gonna be doing Freedom to Flow. So this is gonna include myofascial release and vinyasa flow. And so for the class, you'll need 2 tennis balls, a blanket or a towel if you have one, and a block. All right, so I'm gonna head on over to Zoom, and then we're all gonna come in together, and then we're gonna start the practice. So just a little bit about the practice today. All the proceeds for this class are going to be going to support Extended Hands of Hope. And Extended Hands of Hope, this is a non-for-profit organization that's supporting survivors of human trafficking local here in the United States, in this nation. So supporting them to, and also worldwide, I believe too, but supporting them to provide housing, to provide things that they need in order to move forward with their life with dignity and with hope. So this non-for-profit is really important to me, and I'm just super grateful that I've had a chance to connect with them. And I hope that you will consider donating. I believe over here on Zoom, we're gonna pop a link for Extended Hands of Hope. Every little effort, every little donation would be so grateful. And then I'm gonna try to tag them here on Instagram. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but we'll try. I did, and then I don't know how to pen, so anyhow, learning all this new technology. Anyhow, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and meet you over at the mat. I assume everybody has their props, and we'll get started. And thanks so much to Kira Grace and the team for having me today. I'm so excited to be sharing this practice with you all, so thank you. All right, so welcome friends. Thank you all so much for being here and joining me in this practice. It's so important to come together as community, whether we're in person or live in these new formats. But the yoga practice during this whole experience has really provided me with an anchor to stay grounded, to stay connected, whether it's in person or live. It doesn't really matter because it brings us into our body. It gives us this ability to feel empowered to help handle whatever wrenches get thrown at us. So today's practice, once again, you're gonna need, you have 2 therapy balls or 2 tennis balls. If you have a blanket, and if you have a block or a thick book, we'll be doing a little bit of myofascial release combined with vinyasa flow. And in my opinion, the combination of these 2 practices is so potent because we can use the myofascial release to unwind areas of holding and tension in the body. And then we can use the flow, the movement, the vinyasa to move the body through, releasing those areas of tension and to really create like a more mobile body, a more happy body. It helps us to connect on a deeper level. So I encourage you to join me. I'm so happy you're here today. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and come onto our backs to begin. And when you arrive onto your back, you can have your legs straight or you can have your knees bent. And I just want you to take a moment to land here on your back. And as you settle in, welcome the breath into the body. Feel your body as you land here on your mat, as you arrive into your practice. Just take a moment to check in, to scan your body. Feel the way your shoulders are landing onto the floor, the head. Notice the way your spine is landing onto your mat. Maybe even notice that lumbar curve, that low back curve. Notice your hips and your pelvis. Notice the way the feet are pressing into the mat, or if your legs are straight, feel your heels landing on the ground. Take this moment to arrive into your body. To arrive into the present moment. We'll just take a few releasing breaths here. So I'll have you inhale through your nose. Pause at the top of your inhale and just feel full with breath. And then exhale out through your mouth, a little sigh out. And you'll do that a few more rounds. Inhale, breathe in through your nose. Pausing at the top, feeling full. And then exhale out through the mouth, a gentle sigh out. Breathe in. Pause. Exhale out. And then I'm gonna have you just slowly draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little massage for your belly. Maybe rock a little side to side. And then either coming from your side or rolling on up, we're gonna arrive into all fours. And when you arrive into all fours, I want you to take a moment just to tune into breath, tune into body as you move through some rounds of cat-cow. Moving any way feels natural. Maybe you want to add just a little bit more organic movement. Tuning into breath, moving breath with body. And then arrive back to neutral, spread those fingers and feel your handprint into the mat. Tuck your toes, sit your hips back and extend into downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, just take this moment to arrive, to observe sensation free of judgment. So maybe you're bending one knee and straightening the other. Just beginning to explore sensation in the body. And then come back to stillness. Look forward towards your hands. Bend your knees. Take your time as you slowly start to step up to the top of your mat. Take your feet about hip width apart here. Grab opposite elbows. Bend your knees to your degree. Let your head drop and just maybe start to release into that upper back. So maybe nod your head a little yes and no. Once again, just tuning into sensation, observing the body. So much of this
asana practice is an observation, a connection to tune in, to notice. It's this invitation that we give ourselves to truly listen. Release your hands to the floor as you inhale, half lift and lengthen, get nice and tall through your spine. Exhale, fold forward. And then as you inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, reach the arms up, find that nice full breath. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart space. And then just pause there for a moment, take a full breath in and a full breath out. Release your hands beside you. If it feels welcoming, close down your eyes, and I want you just to tune in to the way your feet are landing into your mat right in this moment. Notice the way the toes are spreading. Notice the way the arches are landing, the heels. And then allow those eyes to flutter open. You're gonna grab one of your tennis balls or your therapy balls and come back onto the mat. So we're gonna do a little bit of myofascial release now for the feet. So much happens in the feet that we can really unwind other parts of the body just through the access point of the feet. So we're gonna start, you're gonna take your left heel, and you can have your hands onto your hip. If you have a wall nearby, you can grab that for balance, and you're just gonna step in and step out. Eventually, you're gonna step in and hold that pressure as you ground down through your standing leg. Most important here is the breath. Keep the breath flowing the whole time. And I want you to imagine like you're digging the ball into the ground. So I'll turn to the side so you can see a little better. And you're just gonna rock that side to side. If you slip off it, it's okay, just come right back in. Notice your breath. Should never be sharp shooting or painful. Might be a little tender in some areas, that's normal. And then you're gonna roll now to the ball of your foot. See if you can get your heel to touch the ground. Maybe it's better if I show you guys from, we'll stay here. And then your heel's gonna drop to the ground. Now from here, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna rock across the top of your foot. In fact, if you look down at your toes, you might even see the knuckles of the toes kind of popping up as we really mobilize those joints of the toes here. Keep breathing the whole time. And now you're gonna roll with pressure. So I'm gonna hold the pressure and I'm gonna roll from the ball of the foot towards my heel and then just drag it back, real light touch there. So with pressure, I'm gonna roll from ball to heel and then drag it back. And I want you to kind of tune in. Notice areas through the arch of your foot that seem a little interesting today. Remember, if there's an area that's real tender, avoid that area and just work around it. Nice, easy breath. And then you're gonna find an interesting spot to land on in the arch of your foot and just hold there. Use your weight to drop in. Use your exhale to soften. Breathe in, breathe out. And this last technique is just a really, really light superficial touch. I call this scribbling, and you're just gonna scribble all over the ball. It's just like these really light brush strokes. I love this technique because it really stimulates all those sensory nerves at the bottom of your feet, which are so good for coming present in your body. So really enhancing this idea of proprioception, right? Where our body is in space at the moment. So you're just gonna scribble all over the bottom of your foot here. Keep breathing. Relax the jaw. And then you're gonna step off of that, and I want you just to take a moment to feel your feet land into your mat again. Notice the difference between the right and the left foot. Maybe you notice a difference in sensation or sometimes even temperature. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we'll switch to that right heel. So you're gonna start right at the right heel and you're just gonna step in and you're gonna step out. So this is a technique that I do on a daily basis. It really wakes up the body in the morning. I try to do it every day, just like, you know, brushing your teeth, right? The more consistent we can become with the myofascial work, the more enhanced mobility we're gonna experience over time. So you're gonna step in and hold that pressure. And then imagine like you're digging the ball into the ground. If you need a wall, grab it. If you need maybe a little more balance, hands on hips. And just rock your foot side to side. Check in on that breath. And then roll to the ball of your foot. So your heel's gonna drop to the floor now. And then same thing, you're gonna look down, you're gonna see those little knuckles of the toes start to pop up as you rock across the top of your foot. So kind of like that upper callus of the foot here. We all have them. I haven't had pedicures in months. Rock a little side to side. It's okay. And then from here, you're gonna roll now from the ball of your foot towards your heel. So you're gonna step in and hold pressure, roll from ball to heel. And notice as you roll through the arch of your foot, and maybe notice any other areas that are popping out, right? That are becoming a little more interesting. Maybe this foot feels a little different from the left side. Awesome, find one spot to linger in. And remember, use that exhale to just almost get lazy onto the ball. Feel that breath and let your body weight become almost like a leverage, right? For how much pressure we're putting into the tool. And then breathe in and out. Come off that pressure. This is just that really light superficial touch. Just start to scribble all over the bottom of your foot. Nice, easy breath. Good. Waking up all of those little sensory nerves. Now go ahead and switch back to the left foot. Real light, superficial touch. Just start scribbling. And just checking in on breath. Always be breathing is my motto with this myofascial and then with the vinyasa. When we hold the breath, we're creating contraction in the body. So we want to always be breathing. Good. And then switch one more time to your other foot. Perfect. Go ahead and set the myofascial ball off to the side of your mat. And I want you just to come to stand up at the top of your mat here. Now tune back into your footprint. Notice a difference. Notice perhaps blood flow, circulation, sensation. Feel the way your arches and your heels are landing into the ground now. And now we're gonna take that release work into movement. When we bring movement after release, we can create more optimal benefits in the body. So as you inhale, you're gonna sweep your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, you're gonna come into a forward fold. And I want you to stay here and just linger. Of course, bend your knees as much as you need to get a little support for the back. Grab opposite elbows again. Let your head and upper back release towards the ground. Maybe notice the second time around if it feels a little different. Bring your hands onto your shins, half lift and lengthen. And as you exhale, plant your hands and then slowly step it back to down dog. And in down dog, take a moment to tune in. Maybe pedal out your legs. Maybe notice if the heels are landing a little differently. Feel your breath. Just notice, observe the body here. Good. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna shift forward into a plank position. I really want you to kind of engage, draw the belly in, connect into the back line of the body. Lower your knees to the ground or keep your legs straight. Let's lower all the way down onto belly. Now forehead into the earth. I'm just gonna keep mine lifted from my mic. Forehead into the earth. Hands come beside you. As you inhale, press the pelvis down into the mat. Lift your legs, lift your chest off the floor. Really engaging through the whole backside of the body. Keep your neck nice and soft here. Feel your breath. Shoulders drawing back, heart open. And then exhale, hands underneath your shoulders. Toes are gonna tuck, you're gonna press back up to all fours or plank. And then exhalation brings you into downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. As you inhale, step forward to the top of your mat. Inhale to half lift and lengthen through your spine. And then exhale to fold forward. Inhale, sweep all the way up to stand, arms reach above your head. And then exhale, hands come back to the heart space. And just take a moment there. Settle back into the rhythm of your breath. Feel the way your feet are landing into the ground. Deep support through the strength of the body, the legs. And then as you inhale, you're gonna sweep your arms up. Notice the top of the breath here. As you exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands beside you. Feel the ground supporting you. Notice the bottom of your breath. We'll do that a few more rounds. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend your knees, sweep your hands beside you. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, sweep the arms beside you. Inhale, reach up, notice the top of the breath. Exhale, let it all out, notice the bottom of the breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, transition to forward fold. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. As you exhale, plant your hands, step the right foot back. Hands can be on blocks, or you can have your hands onto the ground. So right foot back. As you inhale, lower your right knee to the ground, sweep your arms up to the sky, and then you can bring your hands onto your waist for a little more balance, or you can keep your arms reaching. Draw the belly in to support the low back, and then just find a little bit of a pulsation here, right? Really working with that freedom of flow within the whole body here. So everything working together to support you, to nourish you. And then bring your hands back down to the ground. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. So now I'm in a low lunge. And then you're just gonna straighten your front leg. So left leg is straight, right leg is straight. Just tune in to sensation through the front of the left leg. Feel the support of the anchor of your back leg. And then we'll flow in and out. So as you inhale, shift forward. Remember, you can have your two blocks if you need them. As you exhale, straighten. Inhale to come forward. Heart lifts, head lifts. Exhale to straighten. Inhale, come forward. Now I want you just to find a little bit of momentum. So it's just a little bit of rocking back and forth here. Just enough to step your right foot back up to your left. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. And then exhale, now your left foot's gonna step back. You're gonna have your hands on the floor or onto your blocks. Whatever feels best. Lower your left knee to the ground. Hands can sweep up. Or you can keep your hands onto your hips, whatever feels best in your body. And then just start to pulsate again. Nice, easy breath. Notice maybe if this side feels a little different today, as we just tap in. Tap into the wisdom and intelligence of your body. Good. And then hands come back to the ground or onto your two blocks, back toe tucks. Lift your back knee off the floor. So feel the strength through both your legs. And then as you exhale, you're going to straighten your front leg. Pause there. Take a moment just to breathe. Tune in and notice. And then as you inhale, shift forward, head up, chest up. Exhale, straighten. Move with your breath. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, shift forward. Pause there and just start to gather a little bit of momentum. So just a little rocking back and forth. Just enough to give you the momentum to step your left foot up to your right. As you inhale, half lift and lengthen. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up to stand. Arms reach high, find the top of your breath. And then exhale, come back to center. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, sweep up. As you exhale, fold forward. Tune in, notice the footprint. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back to plank pose. Pause and plank. If you need to, lower your knees at any time. Fire up the core so belly draws away from your mat. Shift the weight forward. Knees to the floor, straight leg. Lower yourself halfway. And then release all the way to the mat. Hands beside you. Forehead into the mat. As you inhale, lift to Shalabhasana. And you're gazing kind of towards the bridge of the nose, so the back of your neck is going to stay nice and spacious. Breathe. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. You can press up to all fours or plank. And then exhalation brings you into downward facing dog. And then just take a moment, shake out your head. Tune in. Catch your breath. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to come down to hands and knees and make our way to a seat. All right, so I'm going to get close to the camera so you can see where we're going. You're going to grab your two tennis balls or your two myofascial balls, and we're going to access the hamstrings now. We're going to release a little bit of the hamstrings. So I want you to first, before you place the tools, I want you first just to kind of imagine where your sit bones are. So kind of feel where both of your sit bones are landing into the ground. And then once you have that, basically what we're going to do is we're going to place the two myofascial balls directly below your sit bones. So I'm going to peek up, and if you peek up here, I'm going to show you where we're going. So if this is my sit bone, right, I'm going to go directly below it. So kind of like right below the gluteal fold. So we're going to come to a seat. You're going to take both of your myofascial balls. Take both of them, place them right below your sit bone. Lean back here for a little less intensity. Lean forward if you want to feel just a little bit more pressure. Now, oftentimes, what I see the most here is if you peek up here, the legs are really engaged. I want you to imagine your legs as lazy as possible. So really just allow your body to get real lax and real lazy. So the heels are landing in the ground. I always find that the breath can be really helpful in facilitating that. So that exhalation, okay. And then you want to imagine like you're wagging your tail. So I'm going to start to just kind of shift my hips back and forth. I know it's hard to see where the balls are on the mat here. Try to get a little, yeah, you can't see. But they're right below the sit bone. So it's going to feel maybe a little clunky. Sometimes it feels like little cable cars. Maybe one side feels different than the other. You're just kind of imagining like you're wagging your tail back and forth. And then I'm gonna pause. Notice if your legs tensed up, let them relax. That's it. And then you're gonna start to just drag your heels across the floor. You're just dragging it. Remember the legs, just let them feel heavy and lazy. Maybe now you're kind of noticing those cables, or maybe it feels a little clunky. And then pause, take a deep breath in. Exhale it out through the mouth. Good. Now move the myofascial balls down about 1/2 inch. So if I'm at my sit bones, I'm gonna move that spot just a little bit further down. We're just gonna explore one more little area here in the hamstrings. Breathe in, breathe out. Really feel like you could land onto the tools. And then again, start to rock your hips side to side, almost like you're kind of wagging your tail here. Such an interesting visual, right? And then you're gonna be still, take a full breath in and out. Imagining us all with tails. And then you're gonna rock your heels across the floor, side to side. Maybe this feels a little different, maybe not. So now we're kind of connecting a little more into back line. So we release feet. Now we're adding hamstrings. And I want to take us through some movement now to notice any shifts, to observe. Take a breath in and then exhale it out through your mouth. Set your myofascial tools off to the side of your mat again. And then you're going to come back into downward facing dog. So from all fours, shift back into downward facing dog. And take a moment now just to observe. Maybe your heels are landing a little differently into the mat. Maybe they're hovering a little differently above your mat. Just observe and notice. Maybe you feel a little bit more freedom within the back sides of the legs, within the feet, within the spine. It's all deeply connected, friends. Take a full breath in. And an exhalation out. And then on your next inhale, look forward and bend the knees. Start to step up to the top of the mat. As you inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold back to the earth. Inhale, scoop all the way up to stand. Arms reach above your head. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart space. Once again, tune into your footprint. Breathe in and breathe out. As you inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, hands to the ground, step right foot back. This time we're gonna stay high, so I want you to really press into the footprint of your left foot. Look at the floor, steady your gaze, and as you inhale, press into the feet and slowly rise up to high lunge. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften any tension collecting perhaps in that upper body. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, you're gonna lean yourself forward. Feel the strength through both legs. Feel the strength through the whole back line of the body. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, halfway. Inhale, sweep back up. As you exhale, let's go ahead and bring our hands onto the hips for the first one to support the balance. You're gonna keep leaning forward and just start to take little baby steps with your back foot, just enough to maybe hover your right foot off the ground a little, maybe a lot coming into a warrior 3 variation here. So feel the footprint really supporting you to the earth, and then almost imagine this back leg is almost like an arrow. You're reaching through that heel. Belly draws in, heart open. And then slowly begin to step it back, high lunge again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then as you exhale, let's plant the hands, step back to high plank. Option to move through a vinyasa if you need to, skip it. We'll shift forward, lower halfway. Come all the way to the ground, Shalabhasana. Feel the back line support you. Back the leg, spine. Exhale, release. Come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. As you inhale, look forward and bend the knees, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands. This time the left foot steps back. Press into your footprint. Inhale, sweep the arms high. High lunge, and then pause here. Draw the belly in, feel that support. Feel the legs, the feet, that connection to earth, and the freedom in your breath. As you exhale, come halfway forward, knee in. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, halfway forward. Inhale to sweep up. Exhale, halfway forward. Maybe this time you're gonna clasp your hands behind your back. Draw your shoulders. Maintain the support around the belly as you lean forward. Taking off a little, maybe a lot into warrior three. And then just pause there. Feel the support through your standing leg and then reach like an arrow through your lifted leg. Open the heart. Soften your jaw. It's always my own personal reminder too. And then from here, slowly step it back. Release the clasp with your hands if you had it. Reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to high plank or just move straight to down dog. Option to move with me through a flow, shifting forward, lowering halfway. Inhale, Shalabhasana, maybe a clasp this time. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, press up to plank or all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then take a moment and down dog, breathe. Nice, easy breath. And just notice the blood flow, the circulation through your whole body. And then your next inhale, look forward and bend your knees, start to step up to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Press into your feet, inhale, sweep up, arms above the head. And then exhale, hands come back to heart. Breathe in and breathe out. Slow down the effort. Find a little more ease. Feel deeply connected into the ground, into your feet, all the way up the body to the crown of the head. Without judgment, just only deep embodiment. One last little flow here. As you inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Feel your footprint. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg rises. Exhale, right leg steps forward. Press into the footprint. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, come halfway. Inhale up. Exhale, halfway. Inhale, sweep up. And then exhale, lean forward and take off. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Feel the balance. Feel that deep, full body integration. Exhale, slowly step it back to high lunge. Breathe in. And then exhale, plant your hands. Step back to high plank or down dog and move through vinyasa or just skip it. Nice, easy breath. As you inhale, take your left leg and sweep it up. As you exhale, left leg steps forward. Press into the footprint. Inhale, sweep up, high lunge. Again, connect. Take a moment to integrate. And then exhale, lean forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to lean forward. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, maybe a clasp, transition. Warrior 3 here. Use your footprint. Push off the ground. Extend through your lifted leg. Feel deeply connected. Soften any upper body tension. And then slowly step it back. Inhale to high lunge. And then exhale, hands to the ground. High plank or down dog. Moving through a vinyasa or just skipping. Honor your body. Honor your deep wisdom. Nice, easy breath. Good. Come on down to hands and knees. Coming into a little bit more of our slower release work here. Should feel nice. You're gonna come onto your back and you're gonna take either one of your myofascial balls or two. Let me tell you why you would do two. Two is gonna be a modification, right? So if you put two myofascial balls together, we're gonna do a little bit of hip release. It's gonna be a lot more gentle than just one, okay? So just honor your body. If you feel like you start to hold and contract, switch out to the modified, okay? So we're gonna come onto our backs, and I'm gonna guide you through it, but then I'll also kind of come up close in case you need a little bit more of a visual. So first, I just want you to land onto your back. As you land onto your back, just take a moment just to feel your hips, the back side of your pelvis landing into the mat. And then just breathe here. And we're gonna do one side of the cheek at a time. So then I'm gonna give you another little interesting visual. I want you to kind of imagine one of those targets. If you've ever played the game darts, right? I want you to imagine one of those targets. And we're gonna place the myofascial release balls or tennis balls into the bullseye of your right cheek. So I want you to imagine placing the tools right into the center of your right cheek. So if you have one, you're gonna place it right into the center. If you peek up here, you're getting a visual. Sorry, it's on my backside. All right, so we're on that right hip. And if you already feel too much pressure, then add your second ball. And then all you can do now is just kind of take your knees and just start to maybe kind of rock them side to side. Maybe you want to feel a little bit more sensation, so you can lift your hips and pressing the feet into the ground. You can just kind of start to roll all around the back side of your hip here. Kind of all into that glute max area. So just give yourself a moment just to tune in, to explore. Remember, if you need to modify, use your second tool. Remember, always be breathing. Now I'm gonna have you come into the center of your right cheek again and just land there. Let your hips get heavy. Feel your feet into the ground. Tune into breath. Now, with your tennis ball or with your myofascial tool, you're gonna move it 1 inch to the outside of your bullseye. So from bullseye, move the myofascial ball 1 inch to the outside. Let your hips drop and then lean your knees into the tool. If you need to find your second tool, just kind of tuck it in there, and that will just give you a little bit less tension if you're feeling a lot of pressure. So you're leaning in, nice, easy breath. Remember, try not to contract the pelvis, let it get heavy. And then you can take this right knee, if it feels okay for you, you can just kind of start to windshield wipe the knee back and forth. You might even notice kind of a little bit of a pressure, a muscle contraction into the tool as we're working into some of these deeper muscle rotators of the hip. And then you could take that knee out and just stay there. Breathe in, breathe out. Really good release here for the piriformis muscle, if any of you are familiar with that one. Breathe in, breathe out. And then you're gonna bring your knee back to center. Remove the myofascial balls, set those off to the side, and then just kind of windshield those knees a little back and forth. Now remember, after the release work, we do some sort of movement to really encourage that optimal release in the body. So from here, you're gonna take the right ankle, cross it over your left thigh. For those of you dying to go into pigeon, you're welcome to do that on the right side too. Might feel nice. Otherwise, stay with me on your back. Draw your left knee in towards your chest if that feels okay. You can kind of wrap the hands behind the hamstring. And then just pause there and settle into breath. And then you're just gonna real gently start to rock the hips a little side to side. You might even notice a little bit of massage here for the low back. You might notice an area that gives you a little bit more sensation. So I want you to stay there. Settle into the breath now. Nice, easy breath. Feel the jaw soften. Feel the breath supporting you and nourishing you here. And then you're gonna come back to center, unwind, place both your feet into the floor. If you went into pigeon, meet us back here on your back. And just kind of wash your knees out a little side to side. All right, now we're gonna come into the second side. So once again, one tennis ball or one myofascial ball. Option to modify with a second if it feels like you're really creating a lot of hold or tension, right? Modifying is best. Don't just push through it. We always wanna be breathing. So you're gonna place your tool. Remember that target. I want you to find the bullseye now of your left cheek. And I'll peek up here just to give you a visual, once again, of my backside. So right into the center, right into the bullseye of your left cheek. So find the bullseye, and then once again, just let your pelvis get heavy. Use that breath again. And you can just kind of start to windshield wipe your knees a little side to side, maybe getting a little massage. Or maybe it might feel nice to press the feet into the floor, lift your hips, and start to just kind of roll all around that cheek, exploring sensation. If you're anything like me, I'm sure there's a lot of it. And just breathe. Remember to modify with that second tool if you need it. Maybe this side feels a little different. And then I would also just mention if there's a hot spot, right? Like it gives you a lot of sensation, work around that area instead. Now, return back to your bullseye. First, just drop in. So let your feet land, let your pelvis land into the ground. And then you're gonna move the myofascial ball 1 inch towards the outside from bullseye. So if you need another visual here, here's my bullseye. Here's my bullseye. I'm gonna move just 1 inch towards the outside. And as you do that, lean your pelvis into it, lean your body weight, lean your knees into that spot. And then welcome the breath into the body. If you need to modify with your second tool, grab it. Nice, easy breath here. And then take your knee and just start to windshield wipe that knee a little back and forth. Maybe notice interesting sensation. Shouldn't be sharp shooting or painful. Might be a little tender. Notice the way the breath is supporting you here. Soften out through your eyebrows and your jaw if you're holding any facial tension. Just be with your breath. And then you can lean in and just stay there. Take a full breath in. Nice, easy sigh. Exhale out through the mouth. And then come on back to neutral. Remove your tool. Here's where we're going to come into the stretch. So if you're going into pigeon, by all means. Otherwise, follow me. Take your left ankle, cross it over the right thigh. And then if this feels like a good stretch, just stay here. Otherwise, you could draw your knee into chest. And then settle into your breath and just start to nice and gently rock a little side to side as you massage into low back. Maybe notice an area in the hips that kind of stands out and stay there. Nice, easy, supportive breath here. Encouraging that deep layer of release. Perfect. And then come on back to center. If you're in pigeon, knee us back onto the back. Place both your feet into the ground and just kind of windshield wipe your knees side to side. All right, a little bit of release now for the spine. We're not going to spend too much, but it feels really, really good. So I'm going to have you take a block. If you don't have a block, you could maybe take a towel over a book, which would feel nice. You're going to place your block on the low height towards the top of your mat. Now, your 2 tennis balls you're going to need, and they're going to be together. So you're going to take your 2 tennis balls together, and we're going to just work areas of the spine now. So our first area is right between the shoulder blades. So you're going to kind of place your 2 myofascial balls, and I'll do it with you. You're going to place those 2 myofascial balls right between your shoulder blades. And as you can see, they're side by side, same level across. So we're going to come onto our back. The head's going to be resting on the block. It's easiest to do this from the forearms. Take your 2 myofascial balls, place them right between your shoulder blades, and then just slowly, slowly, slowly start to come down onto your back. So your head is resting on your block here. Knees can be bent or the legs can be straight, whatever feels best for you. And I want you just to take a moment just to settle into your breath. Nice, easy breath here. And it's a really, really subtle movement. I'm going to start to massage those postural muscles of the spine just by really subtly rocking my ribs a little side to side. It might feel, again, kind of like those cables, thick, ropey muscles that line your spine. If you want a little more, you could even give yourself a hug and rock side to side if that feels good. You could roll, so I'm almost like rocking my pelvis back and forth to get a little bit of a rolling motion. And as you can see, I'm not going for big movement here. In fact, less is more. Nice, easy breath. So I can rock a little side to side with my ribs, or I can tilt my pelvis back and forth to give me just a little rolling motion. Good, come back to center, take a breath in and out. Come back onto your forearms. Now we're gonna do the mid-back. So you're gonna find right below your shoulder blades, kind of right into the mid-back. Same technique. Place your 2 tools side by side, and then slowly come down onto your back. And as you do so, take a moment to settle in. That's the key. When we settle in, we can come into breath. And then, if it feels good, you can add that real subtle layer of movement. So maybe I'm just rocking a little side to side. Maybe I'm just going to kind of tilt the pelvis a little up and down to give me a little bit of that rolling motion. Remember, always be breathing. And then just be still. Take a breath in and out. And then we'll do one more spot here. Find your lumbar curve, so that area of your low back that tends to lift off the mat. So find your low back curve, place your 2 myofascial balls in, and sometimes for this one, I just stay on my forearms. And I find that that can just feel really, really nice. Again, rocking a little side to side. And then maybe I can do just a little bit of rolling. So I'm going to use my feet to assist me here. For anybody who has anything going on in the low back, this is divine. Nice, easy breath. Remember, always be breathing. That's it. Go ahead and come off your tools. Set those out of the way. Set your block out of the way for just a moment. Come back onto your back. Extend your legs and just feel the way your body now is landing. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we'll just take a really simple supine twist. So draw your knees into chest and then take your knees over to the right. Just getting a nice rinse through the spine. Let your hips soften. Just let your body settle in as you take a few nice, easy breaths. So much connection here. Depth of the body and the mind. On your next inhale, come back to center. Take a moment to neutralize. And then switch to your second side. So you'll supine twist, knees to the left. You'll land there. And then once again, just take a moment to settle into breath. Nice, easy breath. And then slowly inhale, bring your knees back to center, feet into the floor, and just wash it out a little side to side. So this last technique, you gotta save the best for last, right? This last myofascial technique, you're gonna use your block. And I'm gonna have you take your block back onto the medium height. So if we've got the low height where we just were, you're gonna lift it up to the medium height. If you don't have a block, you can take a rolled up blanket, or you can have a blanket on top of a book. But we wanna find kind of this soft edge here. So you're gonna place that soft edge right at the base of the skull. So the neck is gonna be completely free, right at the base of the skull, right into the kind of the ropiness of the occipital muscles. So I'm gonna demo it for you first if you wanna just peek up here to see where we're going. The block is right at the base of the skull, and as you can see, my neck is free. So I'll come a little closer in case you need a little bit more of a close-up. So the block is right at the base of the skull with the rest of the neck totally free. Now, we're not really creating a lot of pushing in on the block. In fact, remember, the lighter the better. So if you're feeling a lot of pressure here, switch out to a rolled blanket. We don't want to create more contraction. Now, welcome the breath into the body. And then you're just gonna slowly turn your head over to the right to your degree. And once you do that, you might find a little area of tenderness that would be normal. Try not to push in. All I want you to do is we're gonna create some hydration for these areas. So you're just gonna take your nose, less is more, and just start to take really subtle circles with your nose. Just getting this nice, easy flow of blood and circulation, of fluid. To release any tension in that upper head and neck. And then be still. Come halfway back to center, same thing. Take those little circles. And then come back to center. Breathe here. And then you'll turn your head all the way over to the left to your degree. Come back a little bit, find that first little tender area. Let your head just feel heavy onto the tool. And then take your nose through little circles. Come halfway back to center. Again, real subtle movement here. Massaging that space just at the base of the skull. Jaws relaxed. Body at ease. Come back to center, nice and easy. Just massage a little left to right. Come back to center, take a full breath in. Side out through the mouth. Remove your block. If you have a blanket, replace that to support your head. And then we're gonna slowly extend our body. If you have any other comforts you need for Shavasana, grab them. Otherwise, allow your body to extend out onto your mat. Allow the body to take up space on your mat, onto this earth. Feel the whole body landing on the earth. Whole body at rest. Whole body at rest. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, drawing your attention back to fingers, back to toes. Roll your ankles, roll your wrists. Just give yourself a gentle awakening stretch. Slowly bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, some love, a hug. And when you feel ready, make your way off to your side. Take a moment to land onto your side. Use the ground to support you as you press up to a seat. Bring your hands together, palms to touch. And just take a moment to notice the rhythm of your breath, to acknowledge this time that you created for yourself today, to come together in community, to tune into body, to breath, to connect with mind and spirit. It is truly an honor to share this practice with you all today. From my heart to yours, namaste.
Thank you all so much.